Welcome back, the Chalky Milk Gang podcast. We're just back. We got Tyler and Will here. We got myself as well. Just the usual trio going at it today. It's season 3, episode 17, 35th episode of the podcast. We're gonna be talking about that stock market,
That old thing.
that old thing,
That little guy over there.
the whole Reddit and whatnot, Wall Street, big bets, GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, all this crazy stuff. It's gonna be an interesting episode. We got a lot of perspectives here, a lot of knowledge. We
know so much.
I know we invest every day, every minute of our lives. So, with that being said, before we get into that big analysis, that expert analysis, let's just dive into some chocolate milk reviews.
All right. I brought the stews with me to school because I just opened it for last week's podcast and was like, it's going to go to waste at home. So I brought it. But my residential cohort and I were in New Hampshire for a day, and we stopped at Hannaford grocery store. So I got some store brand chocolate milk. Never had it before. Chima, have you had it?
I haven't had the Hannaford's one, but one thing I will say, the carton or whatever, the bottle looks very similar to the Hood bottle. But
it's definitely the same like plastic.
Oh, there you go.
Like shape.
That's awesome.
Right off the bat, kind of tastes like Nesquik, where it's like chocolatey and it almost tastes like the chocolate powder. But it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It is low fat milk, only 1%. I don't know. I feel like for milk coming out of this type of bottle, I expected it to be bad. And it's store brand, so like I kind of expected it to be bad. And it wasn't that bad. So I don't know, like 6.5, because every sip is good, and then when it's in my mouth and I swallow it, it's like, oh. But whenever it hits the tongue, it tastes cool.
Interesting. Yeah. No, you definitely do expect those to be bad on most of the time. Yeah. When it's like, like you get like Chick-fil-A or like McDonald's style chocolate milk, when it's like a popular brand that's just trying to like delve into the industry a little more, it's like, no, you have to refine your style a little bit. And
it's definitely good for like store brand. It's not as good as Stop and Shop store brand or actually most of our really good milks are technically a store brand. But whatever.
No, but those are store brands like supermarkets that know what they're doing a little better.
That's what this is.
That's a supermarket chocolate milk?
This is like a Star Market. You know Star Markets in Boston?
Yeah. Oh.
It's kind of like that, but for northern New England.
Yeah, that's super upstates. Vermont, New Hampshire. I think Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, definitely.
Probably Vermont.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big 3.
Fair enough. Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm not 100% sure if we've had this on before, but I got Silk Dark Chocolate Almond Milk as opposed to the regular version.
Well, I think we had
Silk Almond, not dark chocolate
milk review. Oh, not dark chocolate.
Okay. Maybe dark chocolate is their original, like because that's happened before. Some brands it's just the dark chocolate. So we potentially have had it. I gave it a 2.
Maybe not. You never know.
2.0. Yeah. Sorry.
Basically, I went really exploring for chocolate milk this week, out in Boston, and surprisingly, like marts, like mini marts, like they don't have a lot of different chocolate milks. I ran into Nesquik like every time. Everywhere has Nesquik, and nowhere had something else different except for one gas station that had the Silk Dark Chocolate. So that's what we're going with today.
Yeah, you're gonna find your Nesquiks and your Fairlifes, unfortunately.
Oh, Fairlife! Don't even talk about it.
I want to shake it up too a little bit before.
I feel like those are Fairlife is Coca-Cola owned, so that's why it's everywhere. I'm looking up Nesquik.
Yeah, I feel like I have had this before. I don't know. It's not great. There's a lot of chocolate in there, and you can tell they just kind of dump it in to mask the fact that it's almond milk, but it's still almond milk, and you can't get away from that. It's not the worst almond milk I've ever had.
Nesquik is a Nestle product.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, it's not bad. I think I've had worse. I mean, I definitely had worse pea protein, but this is decent. It's all right. I'm gonna give it. I mean, like I'm gonna give it a, let's say, a 4.6. It's not awful, but it's definitely nothing in terms of when you compare it to the real chalky milks. I wouldn't put this very high. So, yeah.
Tough scene.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have your off day chalky milks. This is the off day for the good chocolate milks.
Yeah.
Got to throw some bad ones in. Mix that up. Variation.
So you're having a tough time just finding like those big time chocolate milks out in Boston.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it. Don't worry. Are you saying that Boston is not the chocolate milk mecca of the world?
Not so far. I mean, like I said, Boston's a big city.
I agree.
I heard there are cows left and right over there. That's what I heard. That's just the rumor, though. Yeah.
Why don't you show us what you got?
Yeah, I just got that hood stuff that I've had for a little while. It doesn't expire till March, so just it's a big like vibe sort of thing. Is it any good though? It's like all right. It's a 6.4, just straight up. No, not even a rookie score. It's hood chocolate, low fat milk, but like it had that like cow art on it. Yeah, like the crazy art. I don't have the carton with me because it's in the fridge, but just crazy stuff. A little 6.4 action. I'm gonna try to find some local varieties in the future. That's gonna be great.
That'd be hype.
Yeah. Now we just get into the meat of it, or?
Yeah, I think we should just jump right in, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
should we jump in? Let's do it.
Let's dive right in.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's been hearing about it in the news all week. It's like one of the big stories. You know what I mean? GameStop, people buying the stock. Robin Hood is involved, and then people started buying other companies like AMC. Some of us know what we're talking about. No, none of us do, but we're gonna try and pretend as if we do anyway. So, what is it? Why don't we start with you, Chima? You're our resident econ major, so
our resident expert.
Yeah, so we've all been talking about this for like the past week, just like with my friends here, and it's like as an econ major, I really feel like I should know more because like they talk about it, I'm just like I don't invest. I did some stuff on Robinhood in like 2020 or 2019 or something, but then I'd like filed taxes for it and it's just too complicated. But one thing I did learn is that Robinhood sucks. That's just what's going on apparently. So I realized I had $15 in Robinhood that I made, so I cashed out. So that was good. But yeah, so pretty much just like Wall Street Bets. It's like a Reddit page, and they're just manipulating the market pretty much. And there's a lot of controversy about it. They're pretty much like short selling all these stocks like GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry in order to make profit. And there's a lot of controversy with it. Like some people are pissed, like they're hedge fund people, they're losing all this money. But like people are saying like this is what Wall Street has been doing for the past 10 years. Now it's just normal people manipulating it. So it's pretty crazy. They Wall Street Bets, they sent GameStop stock up 14,300%. So when we're looking at numbers, that's one of the big ones, 14,300. But I don't know, it's crazy. It just makes like the stock market just so unpredictable. That's why I haven't been doing it lately. It makes it hard to like invest when like this sort of stuff's happening, but it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, and then for those of you who don't know what short selling is, so basically a lot of big hedge funds do it. It's a kind of I forget exactly how to detail the process. It's like they'll rent or somebody will rent out the stock.
Yeah, what they do is they buy shares from, I don't know exactly what, some other holding firm, and they're hedging the bet. Like they're hedging that the stocks can go down in price. They're buying a lot, hoping it goes down, but they signed an agreement to sell it back to the company that they bought it from or they're renting it from after a certain amount of time. So then when this happens, they lose all the money. When it goes from like $2 to $300 a stock, they're losing $288 because they agreed to sell it back at the same price.
Mhm.
Exactly. And it's considered to be really nefarious because by selling it back, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of slimy. It's not considered to be like a super, professional thing to do. But now that the general public has coordinated to reverse engineer it, where basically they buy all the stock and then the stock goes, the price of the stock goes all the way up because people are like, oh, wow, everyone's buying the stock. It must be going all the way up.
Mhm.
So the stock price rises even though the company isn't getting any better, and then all the people with their business deals like Will was talking about who are trying to short sell lose all their money.
Yeah,
Oh
the
um
hedge
yeah,
fund.
hedge
yeah,
fund
the hedge
people.
fund, exactly.
And
So
it's funny because this happened earlier. So we can talk about Robinhood more later. But in like the summer of quarantine last year, a lot of people, young people like our age, were getting Robinhood because it's so easy to invest. And everybody invested in Tesla. Everybody wanted some stocks of Tesla, so it increased the stock like 300%. Like I don't know if that was the number, but it was something around like a lot. Even though like the company was kind of doing worse than it was previously, but that's not stocks don't they like should care, but they don't really care. It's everybody was like, yeah, I think I want Tesla, so then it bumped it up.
Mhm.
So yeah,
basically, when idiots get access to the stock market, they don't really care about the logic, which is what most people usually do, and just like freaking mess with the numbers, which is
Oh yeah.
hilarious. Mm.
this is exactly why people say the stock market is astrology for men. It is. It makes no sense. I
That's
hate
great.
stocks.
I
Yeah,
love that
it's just some
comparison
voodoo
so much.
magic, just like
It's
the
just
zodiac
people,
signs.
yeah, it's just like people guess how it's going to be, but
Yeah, it's
like
never
this, I've
guaranteed.
always said to my dad, if everybody pretended that a company was going to get valued really high and agreed to buy it, that company would get valued super highly. And this happened. And this is why it's so stupid.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I I really want to, like, in the future when I have like some good money, like really get good at investing, because I feel like as an
Mm.
econ major I really need to like actually start getting good at it. But I don't know, we're just living life at this point. But one thing that's interesting, I just love the Wall Street Bets logo for Reddit. It's just like this dude and he's just vibing in a suit. He's like, oh ho ho.
Chima is, as usual, commentating on the artwork. So priorities.
That
But
is
yeah,
Absolutely.
funny.
That's the facts.
I definitely, if of all the places, I love how Reddit is where it happens. Like Reddit's been around for like ever now. It's been around for like years and years and years, just a normal kind of discussion forum. But like just the fact that the internet has the power, and not only is it just not, it's not anywhere on the internet. It's not like Twitter or something where you'd expect people to be coordinating this, or like in some big group chat somewhere. It's just on like a public thing where they have to just trust each other. But it worked out, and that's, I don't know. That doesn't happen ever. So
I was going to say, if it were to happen anywhere, I would guess that it would be Reddit because it has to be like community situation. Like Twitter is just one person be like, hey, everybody do this. It's not
Oh
as
yeah.
much back and forth. But it's also funny because this is how like that insurrection was planned, stuff like Reddit and Facebook groups. So, you
Yeah.
know,
I think Reddit's just a great,
Reddit is
like,
great.
I think it's a great thing.
I can
Really
find
cool.
anything on Reddit.
Yeah.
there's some pretty good r slash backslashes, some good
Yeah, it's
communities, some
mhm.
good subreddits. That's what it's called,
It's
subreddit.
very unique.
Mm-hmm. But
Mm.
yeah, and I mean the other there's a lot more to it, obviously, because then people were like, "Wow, we can keep doing this with GameStop." So then they started with like AMC and like other companies that I can't remember off the top of my head, but like other people, like it's been such a big thing on social media now that everybody knows it, and it's just gained more momentum. People like to just keep doing this, and I think one thing that like professional commentators like to talk about on like the news is like this isn't like natural. Like that's
Oh
the
yeah.
big problem, is that the stock price isn't supposed to be where it's at. So people are like, it's kind of gonna mess people up, which I guess is like a fair point. But I don't know. I think the narrative of like, the small guy like on like some Reddit community screwing over the big hedge fund is really cool. And I would,
Because
yeah.
as you said before, like hedge funds are kind of nefarious, and like
Mhm.
obviously I'm not in the economic or financial field, but like it just seems dirty. You're literally benefiting off of other companies. You're A, benefiting off of stocks doing poorly, which just seems mean. And then B, um, the reason that companies engage with hedge funds, I'm guessing, is because they need the money. It's like it's like a loan. They just need the money now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I feel like you can't do that deal and not expect to lose money in the end. Because why would a hedge fund want to trade with you if they don't think they're making, you know what I mean? It's like, it
Yeah.
seems dirty all around.
Yeah.
So honestly,
Just some
good.
sleazy stuff.
What was it? I
Why
have
don't they budget better, huh?
exactly. I have confidential informants that I've talked to about this whole situation, and I was told that what was it? A lot of these hedge funds, like even it's kind of dirty. It feels dirty just to do it on its own. But they're also like they do way worse stuff than that sometimes. Like because they obviously the only way they make money is if a company if their stock price drops.
Dude, words are
So they
hard, man.
will
Words are hard.
yeah, well, I mean that was a whatever. So they'll do things like to artificially force the stock price to drop in the same way that everybody on Reddit forced GameStop to go up. They'll like write fake reports on like how GameStop stock is gonna go like drop super soon, and then people will like
Really?
read that report and be like, oh wow, it's so professional, even though it was like manufactured, and
Hmm.
then the stock will drop and they'll make all their money, which
Yeah.
is so bad. It's like that's like when people who are like against climate change and think it don't exist like pay scientists to come up with fake reports. Like that's terrible, and
That's
it's like
not okay.
misinforming people to make money. Just that like it's I don't know, and they do stuff like that all the time. So it's not even just like I'm making money. It's like they're lying to people while they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
This also kind of reminds me of like the housing crisis, and because that was interesting. I'm sure
Oh yeah, there's a
every
lot of
one of our
comparisons.
listeners, because it's like with that it was the same idea where my dad like works with bonds, so he was I don't know exactly, but he like knows a lot about it. He always explains it to me, but it's
Bonds are
something
pretty
like
good. They're like low risk or
so.
something.
Yeah, they're kind of going on the way out because bonds, especially, is all like computerized now. It's not as
Yeah.
personal. Moving on anyway, because of the housing crisis, what they did was something where it's kind of similar to hedge funds. I'm not exactly sure if it was hedge funds. They would buy these mortgage groups, but the assumption was that the people wouldn't actually pay the mortgages because it's one of those like reverse things. Like the worse that mortgage does, the better something else does. So then all these banks started giving out mortgages to anybody. They'd give them, like you need credit to get a loan, but they would give them like just insane mortgages because they had bad credit. Usually there's a cap, but they would be like, sure, whatever. And then it got to a point where like, because like none of these none of the mortgage securities were being paid, just like all fell apart. And like that's what happened. And so that's kind of like what hedge funds are, I guess. I don't really know. I hope you guys are all having a great day.
Hey, I hope you too.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, the other narrative that kind of goes with like the 2008 housing crisis is like, oh, like when all of these big banks like lost all of their money in the housing crisis, like the government bailed them out, right? And then now everybody's looking at this scenario and be like, wow, this is really like similar, except now the government isn't really like backing up like the big guy, and now we can kind of do what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there has been some controversy because people think that Robinhood, which is the platform where everybody has been buying and selling these stocks, isn't letting people do it really anymore, or they're trying to stop people. And so there's this big conspiracy that they're doing it on purpose because they're working with the banks and the hedge funds. So.
They're like the most that they just do the most enforcement of that sort of stuff, like things like TD Ameritrade, like they're sort of stopping it too, but Robinhood is just like doing it to an extreme. So a lot of people are complaining.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw something about Robinhood where the default setting is that you don't actually own the stocks. You're like borrowing them from Robinhood. So for some people, they've been selling the stocks back without letting the user know.
Mhm.
and that's not everybody, and it's not a lot, but like that's pretty sketch.
Mhm.
It's a sketch.
Yeah, I don't actually think Robinhood is doing that bad. I was like I said, I have a confidential. Okay, it's my dad. I was talking with my dad
That's
about
what I
all this.
figured. I thought it was your dad.
Is he
Yeah.
is he a
Was
resident
it?
stock expert?
Exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so my dad was telling me, what was it? Robinhood, obviously it seems really nefarious because they're trying to like stop people, but it has a lot more to do with the logistics of how their company works. Like they only have so much capital that they can give their users access to at one point, and then they got a huge rush of users who started spending a lot of money all at the same time on GameStop and like other things. And I probably made a lot of money too. And it's not that I don't, from what my understanding is, it's not that they want to stop people from doing that, but that they like could not allow, like they were so behind on the amount of money that they had to pay people that they just had to stop because they were going to go bankrupt and broke. Um, I mean, I don't know if that's 100% true, but I think that's not only what what the company is claiming, but it actually does seem kind of realistic from not mine, from a professional financial standpoint.
Yeah,
So,
for
That makes
finances.
sense. That makes like sense. I'm
Mhm.
just confused by Robinhood. Like this is a horrible press situation for them.
Oh
How come
yeah.
there's not been a press release? I feel like that would blow up
Yeah,
Oh
a
no,
little bit
they're really done
maybe.
out here. It's bad because
They have
people
a Twitter. Why not just tweet like the reason we're preventing you guys from trading is because like our business plan is not like you don't actually own the stocks, like you're buying it from us and we can't support
yeah.
this.
People are
Say
saying like it's
that.
a scam because of that, because you don't
Mhm.
actually own it. But I guess they're just trying to make it very easy to invest in stocks. So that's
Yeah,
why
that's why
I
it's so
first did it.
easy.
That's why I first downloaded Robinhood in like 2019 or whatever. I was like, I heard this app makes it really easy to invest. They gave me like a free stock. They gave me like Ford or something, and I was just
Nice.
freaking
Supporting the
ripping.
American.
I was just ripping day trades, but then they told me like you can't do that many day trades. But I was just getting a bunch of. I was like just practicing pretty much. So I just put like $5 in and just bought a bunch of penny stocks and just saw how the market worked. It was pretty interesting.
Mhm.
I need to get into
Penny
it again, but
stocks.
just like smarter.
Yeah, that's
Penny
legit.
stocks
That's
are
legit.
interesting too.
Yeah, seeing them go up and down.
Yeah.
That is how they work. Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, outside of that, like I said, we're not too familiar with the rest of the situation. It's really cool how this has blown up though. And I mean, like I said, it's been all over TikTok like all week. Like this is, I've had so many, obviously I've had it explained to me by my family and my friends, but also like the internet has been an endless like barrage of like memes
Good
about
word.
it and
Oh
like
yeah,
thoughtful explanations.
Elon.
Mm-hmm.
People
The
like him,
Yeah.
Elon
they
season?
just been ripping these good
It's
memes.
times like these that I'm glad I joined Twitter a couple months ago.
Hmm.
Mm. What are people saying funny stuff about it on
Oh my
Twitter?
God. Twitter, it's like we could have a whole episode about Twitter, but the way
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
you know how like you see memes and they last for like whatever? Like the Bernie meme where he was like sitting on the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Every single tweet you saw, or like 80% of them was basically that for like 36 hours and then it's gone. Like it's not funny anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, the stock market took like a couple days and as it develops, first it was just like, oh my God, GameStop's going crazy. And then it was hedge funds are complaining. Then it was Robinhood sucks. Then it's like they're still on it. So it's been like a week of just good
Content for the boys, content for the people,
content for the boys.
content for the girls. Everybody's
Anybody.
involved.
The non-binaries. Join in,
Non-binaries.
folks.
Hmm. The football players.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. It's just interesting.
it is interesting.
I
I don't
mean,
really.
yeah, I do think it also kind of sucks for all these people who are like, "Yo, we're doing it. We're fucking over all these hedge funds." I mean, that's great, but then they're gonna have bought this stock, and then it's gonna drop all the way back down. And they're gonna lose all their money again. So,
Yeah.
I mean, as not as cool as it is now, it's like people are eventually gonna realize, if they haven't already, that this is a bubble and that they will lose all of their money if they don't sell like right now.
But
So,
that's the thing. It's literally like I would imagine the typical person bought like $20 worth of the stock because it started at like $3, right? That's like hefty amount. And then
Mhm.
sure, they'll sell it if it's like if they're on the first wave of selling it, but it really is like they were just like, what, like let's just do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good
My
for
friends,
them.
they're saying Dogecoin to the moon. Everyone's just
Mm.
ripping Dogecoin right now. They're just like everybody, no matter what the stock is, they're just like to the moon. And
Wait, Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
It's like it's a cryptocurrency,
It's a little
That
crypto
makes
action. Yeah.
that
but it's
makes
the
so much
same idea where
sense.
like the more you want to buy it, the more it's worth.
Yeah.
So like,
I
Demand's
saw
higher.
okay. I saw a TikTok that was like, it's like what happens when we go to the year 2040, and it's like the guy walks in, he teleports to 2040, walks in, it's like to the bar, and he's like, why is the bar named GameStop? And he tries to pay with money, and he's like, no, what are you doing? We don't pay with money anymore. And he hands him a coin with like the Doge meme on it, and I was like, I do not understand what is going on, but that makes so much more sense now. Yeah. Dogecoin? How is that any different from like Bitcoin or anything?
it's not. It's all the same idea, but
Yeah.
it's just like, because with GameStop, see, that's why GameStop was lucky, like for them specifically, because somebody figured out like what hedge funds are buying, and then GameStop is such like kind of a meme idea, like the fact that it's GameStop,
Yeah.
like that's the one that blew up like crazy.
Yeah.
When people pick Dogecoin because the abbreviation is just Doge.
Yeah. The little
Mhm.
dog or whatever. What was that game where you could be Doge? It was like we played in middle school or high school or something.
I don't know.
It was like on the internet. I forget what it's called. It was like .io or something, and it was like, geez, I'm having
Agar,
such a hard. What?
Agar.
Yes, that one.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
shit. Okay. Yeah.
that's when I think of Doge. That's what I go back to.
When was the last time you guys actually went into a GameStop?
I don't
I've
think
never
I've
been to
ever.
a GameStop before.
I think I probably went in like once or twice to get like a gift card for like a fourth grade birthday party, but I didn't even play games. Like I never went in.
Yeah, tough day for the games.
Yeah.
I was actually considering going to one because I got a Wii for Christmas, like just a classic Wii. We've been playing it all the time.
There you
So
go.
so I was thinking of getting some more Wii remotes, but like never actually did it because it's all the way in Springfield. So it's too far.
Yeah. I think, dude, I haven't see that's the thing. Nobody goes to buy these in person anymore. You could just order this on the internet now. And for people, obviously, I don't play Xbox too much anymore. But for people who do, just freaking like buy it on like the console and then download it. You don't need to go in person to get a
Yeah.
disc anymore.
Yeah.
So, all that stuff, dude. The next like section of game systems, there's not going to be like a spot to insert your CD. It's just going to be extra storage so that you can buy more games and download them.
Yeah, that's how I got
Probably.
FIFA.
Right? I mean, I don't know.
Like
That is where it's headed.
Yeah.
Like you on the Xbox and PlayStation, you can just like purchase the games on there and then just it's in your system. But you can also get like the actual CD or whatever if you want. That's not the case with the Wii though. You gotta get the freaking CD because it's from 2006. But you just gotta love that.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really has the Wii anymore. I'm sorry, but
hey, that's okay. It's a great
thing,
experience for me.
Nobody's getting the Wii, but if you still have the Wii, like it'll be utilized.
Oh yeah,
that is so true. No, everybody has the Switch now, so.
Yeah.
Although even with that, you don't need to go to GameStop to buy your freaking console because they're gonna probably charge you a gazillion dollars. Why wouldn't you just buy the Switch off like from the Nintendo website or wherever else? I'll bet Best Buy sells it way cheaper. Like
that's why the hedge funds were betting on it because who uses it
because
anymore?
it sucks.
Stock's gonna be like crap.
Yeah. Dude, I saw a video on TikTok of kids like in front of an actual GameStop, just like bowing down.
Bowing down.
Praise the
homie.
Dude, they really sent it to the moon as well. It was like 2,000% up. That's so much. Yeah. That's like what? Is that like $20,000 because it was a $10 stock?
No, it went from $2 to like $396.
Oh my god!
It went to the
that's
moon.
like. It is like you said. What like Chima? You said like 14,000.
I'm gonna go back to the article now. 14,300%.
What? Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's like incredible.
Mm-hmm. I just like the randomness of the companies, like GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry. They're just companies that peaked in the 2005s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
AMC makes sense because no one's going to movies, and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, maybe no one will ever go back, really, or at least not
Mhm.
to the same level. With
Mhm.
like HBO, they're releasing a lot of like their blockbuster. They have deals with like Time Warner Cable and like other stuff, so they're releasing on HBO instead of in theaters. So that's like a huge blow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like stuff like that. And BlackBerry, get out of here.
The GameStop stuff, it is characterized as insane and a Ponzi scheme. That's what I
It's
just
not a
read.
Ponzi scheme because nobody wants to make money. They're
Yeah.
just screwing other people over.
Or is it Ponzi or Ponzi?
Ponzi.
All right, so Ponzi scheme, and it's just crazy.
Ponzi scheme.
Cha-ching.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Oh no, it's just
Alright.
wild stuff.
It is wild.
I think that's all the information we can.
Yeah, no, I was
provide.
gonna
That's all we
say.
got.
We've said probably everything we can about it now.
I know.
And I mean, what was it? That's all you really need at the end of the day. right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully people made it this far. If you did, comment to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
What
And
I
while you're at
heard-
it, send the send the subscribers to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're so close to 1,000 anyway. We might as well just get there while we're at it.
I heard
Let's
hedge
get us
funds
trending.
are buying our stock. It looks like you better make us explode so that they lose
Yeah.
money.
So what I heard is that CMG is actually
Absolutely
gonna go
putting that
public.
on my Instagram story for when we like post it.
CMG to the moon.
CMG to the moon. Buy our
Yeah.
stock.
Absolutely.
Invest now.
Like when we go public, I don't know if there's anything stopping the boys at that
Oh
point.
my god, yeah.
We should go. I don't know.
Just like
It'd be impossible.
I think it'd be a great stock. I really think it would because like when the
Mhm.
chocolate milk's good, the stock's going up, and then we just get like chocolate milk's pretty much always good unless it's like Fairlife. So then we're just millionaires, trillionaires.
All right. Well, like, comment, subscribe, share, drink Choccy, do all that fun stuff.
That's the checklist right there. I love it. Yeah.
Sick.
We're at all these subscribers, and we just want to say, hey, thank you very much for the ride. It's been awesome. Our Instagram has been kind of bopping lately. We've just been getting some followers, so we appreciate that. Definitely go follow the Instagram. We're gonna do some more chocolate milk reviews. It's gonna be great over there. We do like those like 1 or 2 minute, just quick takes on some big chocolate milks in the industry over there. And we're just gonna keep making these podcasts once a week because there's nothing stopping us at this point.
Mm-hmm. So
Like,
yeah, stay tuned.
why would we stop? Why would we stop?
Exactly.
won't. Don't
Won't.
even ask.
Okay.
Yes.
Take
That's
us
what I've been
home.
telling everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for all the big stuff. Y'all already know where to find us. Keep checking back and
Keep doing it.
Keep hitting you with the regular uploads and all.
Keep
the stuff.
finding us.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, Mom. I appreciate it. Miss you. Till next time. See ya.